Michael Kifer is known for his unique pottery and the vibrant colors he's been incorporating into his work over the years. You may have seen him at the Signature Artists Annual Holiday Sale or maybe teaching a class. Let's learn more about his process now.
So Michael, what is your art form?
I'm a ceramic artist. I think of the clay more of as a canvas than I do as a pot. It's always been that way. I started as a painter and made the transition into clay while I was still in school, and then went to an apprenticeship.
And on the website, you have a sign you're holding that says, "Art is fun."
That's the way I think of art. I think it should be. I think that some people can explain, what their art is, and I've always been more of a visual person and thought if art was fun and you liked it and it was nice to look at, that was the important part for me. So I use this. This is a tool that has patterns. Yeah, and it's a dowel. And so what I use to do with this is take this.
Oh man, beautiful.
And then I have a pattern like that. And what I do is lay it down and take my handle maker, which is ominous, but I'm putting it on about there. And I would roll this up until it meets. And then I would take my tool and cut that. Again, this is the speeded up TV version.
Is this tool specifically for this?
Yes. Yeah, it's called a handle maker. This is a business end of a pencil sharpener.
Right.
Yeah. And I use that to seal the pieces and leave another texture.
I was wondering how you were going to do that.
Yep.
Make that look all pretty.
But then that would be the handle, the top, and the spout.
Yeah. Your art is very, the pottery is very vibrant, the colors are really bright. When did you first become attracted to pottery? What was it about pottery?
It was the media first, it wasn't the color, and then I made the transition to a temperature in pottery that's called low fire, and that was a way of getting the color, and I've always loved the color. I've always loved things that were brighter, fiesta ware, and those kind of pieces have always intrigued me, and I do still like things that are brown, but I find that my work is more about color. When
you decide that you're going to create a piece, where does the inspiration come? Like, how does the whole process begin?
I think if you are visual, which I see myself as, is it comes from a lot of different places, and I think it's not just a source. I think it's a combination of sources that you combine to create one piece. And that's done in a sketchbook for me.
And you talked also about maybe going through some magazines as well, right?
Yeah, I like fashion magazines because of the color, and I think that also inspires me to come up with ideas for the forms to put them on. And then this part of the material, I do a finished technique called metallic patina. And that is a non-fired material. It is similar to shoe polish in consistency, but that's what gives it that unusual sort of metallic look.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling you when I was on your website looking at the beautiful art pieces. I'm thinking, is there some way that he fused like a metal handle to this or something? Because it really did look like metal. How important is it for artists to have a relationship within the community that they live?
For a lot of us, it's very important because we work alone, and I think for us, that is the professional camaraderie that we need. There are certain artists that I know that really aren't part of any group, and I'm not sure why that is, but I think that there's a lot of strength that comes from that. Here's another one. You'll love that one. Put your hand right on the top of it.
Like that?
And just roll. Yep. Keep going. There you go. And you can move your hand again.
Oh, wow, that's so beautiful.
Okay, and that's the pattern. And then,
oh, that's so beautiful.
And then this should be able to be, you can lift it right up and see it.
That's beautiful. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that looks kind of almost Victorian, like
scrolly. Yeah, and this these actually remind me of computer boards.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
This is a starburst and that, yeah. So I have a lot of tools that I use for texturing, including something as simple as a pencil sharpener.
Wow.
See how much fun clay is?
Oh, yeah.
And then you just listen to music and you're all set.
You're lost. I bet hours go by, right?
That's why I come to work every day. It is. There's no reason
You
not
probably
to.
come down here when it's light out and leave when it's dark.
Yeah, I do. And even sometimes in the middle of the night I'm working.
Yeah, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. It's a peaceful place. Creating art, like you said, art is fun.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should enjoy it.
My piece. So, Michael, when you create your pieces, are they created to be functional, artistic?
I create them more as visual and as presentation pieces, serving things that are collectible. I find that to be more my function in the clay world than to do functional casseroles.
Well, Michael, I wanted to thank you so much for inviting me into your gorgeous studio where all the magic is made here in Richland. And you're living the dream, man. You're living the dream.
It is a lot easier than driving to work.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.